So today we're going to talk about how to get through the holidays as a grieving family. This may be your first or your second or your 10th holiday without your loved one who died. And each one is unique, and going in with a plan is a great way to tackle it. So we have a set of questions to talk about, and sitting down with your family members and having each person be honest and share their thoughts and their feelings can create a great space for coming up with a great holiday plan, even as a grieving family. So, Kaylee, let's go through those questions.
Okay, the first question is, what do I think will be the most difficult parts of the holiday? And so part of this is thinking about things and not setting your expectations too high for yourself or for your family, and not presuming that you know what each member of your family is thinking. So part of that's sitting down and, as Peggy said, having a conversation about what the holiday is going to look like, what it's looked like in the past, and the inevitable changes that are going to happen without that special person there, and talking about what things we can control and what things we can't. So acknowledging too that the kids, with the kids, that holidays can bring kind of a double dip or multiple emotions. So it can be a happy time of year, and it's okay to feel that. And it can be sad to have the holidays without that person, and it's okay to feel sad too.
And that uniqueness of grief makes everyone's situation different. So having that conversation is vital. So our second question is, who are the people I can count on for support? Now, depending on how old your child is, and even your support system, be it family, friends, coworkers that's around you, it's valuable to take a couple minutes to just really think about who can be there for what. Frequently, people offer help, and it's uncomfortable to say, yes, I need it. But it can also be really valuable. And sometimes that help might just be, I need a listening ear. So who in your life are the people that can listen and support you in the way that you need support in your grief? So there's some great listeners out there, and pick the great listeners. And on the flip side, you may just need some comic relief, for example, if it's been stressful and you don't want to talk about your grief anymore, or you just need someone to laugh with. So who are the people in your life that you can call and get that comic relief, or that just lighten the load for the moment? And talk this through with your kids, because they will have different people than you do. And it'll be interesting to see who they choose.
Mm-hmm. And the third question here is, what grief triggers might come up during the holiday? And that's going to be different for each person, because we have different relationships with the person that we're missing, different holiday traditions, different holidays that we celebrate. All of that's going to be unique to us. And maybe that's part of cooking the meal. Maybe that's a trigger for you. Maybe that's being with certain family members that you know maybe aren't supports for you. Maybe that's working really hard to get the kids all ready and all dressed up and in the car and ready to go. There are different things that can trigger that grief in us. And so the second part of this is, how can I handle those grief triggers? So what can I do on that day when those triggers happen? What can I do in the days leading up to that holiday to help minimize those reactions, to really become in tune with our emotions and what we anticipate feeling, which we can't anticipate all of this, obviously, but what can we anticipate so that we can make this holiday easier on ourselves?
And those thoughts and questions come right into our fourth question, which is, what words and support might be helpful for me? So we each have our own way of communicating, and our own needs. So sitting down as a family and having everyone talk about what they are is really helpful. Some people might love it when someone hugs them, and other people might not like it at all. And I don't want you to hug me. And that's okay. Both are perfectly okay. So being able to kind of say, this is what I need as far as support, or this is what I prefer not to have. And talk about the words and the help. So for some families, they see a trend that their friends are uncomfortable talking about and saying the name of the person who died. They don't know what to say or how to say it or when to say it. And so they don't. And that actually is not necessarily helpful. So are your family members, how do you want to remember the person? Say their name. Are there activities you want to do? Ways to memorialize? A time for storytelling or memory telling that can bring comfort through this time.
And then our last thing here to think about is, what traditions do I want to keep or change? And what traditions do I want to create this year? So it's important to look back at what things we've done in the past. And there's no right or wrong answer here, whether you want to keep those things and do them the way you've always done them, or kind of keep those things and maybe tweak bits of it that feel like too much this year, or that just don't serve your family now. And then what kind of things do we maybe want to create? Are there things that might make the holiday more enjoyable for us? Or are there ways that we can honor the person that we're remembering and missing this holiday? There are a few good things maybe to try with that. If you're looking to create something new and find a way to honor them, you can like decorate a plastic tablecloth with Sharpie markers in honor of that person. You can save an empty seat at the table. That's a simple way to remember and honor and just recognize that, that loss there. Or you could like light a candle at the table and leave that burning during the dinner or the meal. And so there are a lot of different things that you can try, but talk as a family. Some things for one person might be too much, but for others, they look forward to it. So again, finding a middle ground with some of these things to try and make it memorable and meaningful for everybody without being too much.
Great ideas. And as always, know if you have any questions or need any help, that you can feel free to contact us here at SandCastles. If we can be of service to you in any way, please give us a call.